Tuesday, October 14, 2025. Today on The Bold and the Beautiful, Deke learns Deacon has moved out, Finn warns Ridge, and Deacon turns to Taylor for help. At Bill's place, Luna and Elektra square off over Will's girlfriend calling the cops. Bill tells her it's time to face the consequences. Baker barks, "Luna Nozawa, you are under arrest." Elektra sings songs, "You are going to prison, thanks to me, and don't you forget it." Luna keeps playing the grandchild card, but no one's interested in hearing it. Elektra announces they've wasted enough time. "Let's lock up Luna for good." Crying, Luna accuses Elektra of being scared that Will is going to love her and their baby. She refuses to go back to prison. Baker, running out of patience, runs down her crimes. Luna begs Katie and Bill to let her stay there until she gives birth and asks Will to intervene. Good luck. Bridget joins the group over at Brooke's house and they all despair over Will being shackled to Luna for the rest of his life. Finn and Bridget explain that the test is accurate and Taylor gripes that Luna's scheming paid off. Ridge warns Finn that she'll try and slither back into his life. Finn insists he wants justice and feels for Will. Ridge needs Steffy to be safe. Luna must be in prison, baby or no baby. At Il Giardino, Deacon hugs his son and promises not to call him Little D. Talk turns to Deacon's marriage and he confides that he's moved out. He's trying to process that she kept it from him that Luna been alive all of this time. Deacon rants about Sheila going back to keeping secrets. The fallout from this will upend a lot of lives. Deke offers his dad a shoulder, but Deacon wants to talk about Hope. Deke says she's in her element, having her line back. Deacon thinks she got shafted in the whole coup thing and is glad that she and Carter ended their engagement. Deke turns the conversation back to Sheila and Deacon tries to change the subject, but his son persists. Deacon thought she'd changed, but now he's not so sure. He knows how she feels about her family, but Luna's evil to the core. Deke asks, "Now what?" Deacon confides that he's started talking to someone he hopes she can help him get his head on straight. The restaurateur loves Sheila but feels he was played for a chump. Pulling out his phone, he says he's texting his shrink. At Brooke's place, she gets an update from Katie that Luna's being arrested. They're all relieved. Just then, Taylor gets a text from Deacon asking to see her right away. Ridge declares that the nightmare is over. Finn texts Steffy but won't tell her about Luna until she gets back. Ridge asks how he's doing considering Luna's his daughter. Finn asks him to stop questioning his priorities. In Taylor's office, Deacon thanks her for the Insta appointment. Delving into his feelings, he says he's embarrassed and feels like a fool. "I need you to help me, Taylor." He must figure out where he goes from here and what to do. At Bill's place, Will lays into Luna for taking advantage of him in the sickest way possible. That's the only reason she's carrying his kid. She protests that he can love her. He rejects this as Bill steps in. Luna wails that she's fighting for her child right now. She can't believe they're turning their back on the next Spencer heir. Katie moves in on Luna and informs her that she and Bill will take custody of the baby after it's born and that poor innocent soul will never have to know she's the mother. Elektra cries, "You can't do that." Bill, probably tickled at Katie speaking of them like a couple, barks, "The hell we can't." Luna turns on Elektra. This, of course, is all her fault. She's jealous that Will made love to her first and are having a baby together. Elektra taunts her and then smacks her across the face. Luna wants Will to defend her, but he tells Baker to take her away. Tuesday, October 14, 2025. Today on The Bold and the Beautiful, Deke learns that Deacon has officially moved out. Finn issues a stern warning to Ridge, and Deacon turns to Taylor for help as the fallout from Sheila's deception deepens. Meanwhile, Luna's arrest sends shockwaves through Lowe's Angels, and alliances are tested as the Spencers' close ranks to protect their family name. At Bill Spencer's sprawling mansion, the tension could slice through glass. Luna stands frozen in the foyer, trembling, her hands pressed protectively over her baby bump. Elektra stands a few feet away, smirking, her arms crossed in satisfaction as Detective Baker steps forward with his cuffs. "Luna Nozawa," Baker barks, his tone echoing across the marble floor. "You are under arrest for fraud, deception, and obstruction of justice." Elektra can't contain her glee. She sings songs mockingly, "You're going to prison, Luna, thanks to me, and don't you forget it." Bill's jaw tightens as he watches the two women face off. Will stands silently behind his father, his eyes darting between Luna and Elektra, guilt and disgust battling across his face. Luna shakes her head, tears streaming. "You don't understand, none of you do. I'm not the villain here, I'm the victim. I'm carrying a Spencer child, your grandchild, Bill." Bill's tone is cold, detached. "That doesn't change what you did, Luna. Actions have consequences, and it's time you learned that." "Bill, please," Luna pleads, her voice cracking. "I'm not a danger to anyone, I just wanted my child to be loved." Baker steps forward again, cuffs in hand. "You can explain it all down at the station." Luna's desperation intensifies. "No, please, not until I give birth. Katie, you're a mother, please let me stay here until it's over. I'll cooperate, I'll do whatever you want." Katie, standing next to Bill, crosses her arms. "You've said that before, Luna. You said you cooperate when the last paternity scandal broke, and look where that got us. You manipulated Will, and now you're trying to manipulate all of us. Luna's sobs grow louder. I didn't mean to hurt him. I love him, Katie. Will finally breaks his silence, stepping forward. His voice trembles, but his anger is barely contained. You don't love me, Luna. You used me. You wanted my last name, my family's money, my father's empire. You saw me as your ticket out of misery, and that's the only reason you're carrying my child. Electra lets out a low laugh. Tell her again, Will. Maybe this time she'll actually hear it. Luna turns on Electra, her grief morphing into fury. You're only doing this because you're jealous. You can't stand that he chose me first, that I'm the one having his baby. Electra's smile vanishes. You mean you trapped him first? Before anyone can intervene, Luna lunges toward Electra, but Bill steps between them, his voice booming. That's enough. Everyone freezes. Bill looks from Luna to Electra with disgust. Both of you are acting like spoiled brats, and I'm done with it. Baker, get her out of my house. Luna backs away, shaking her head. No, Will, don't let them do this. Please, this is your child too. But Will's eyes harden. Take her away. As Baker leads Luna out, she screams back, you're all going to regret this, every one of you. Electra folds her arms and smirks. Bye-bye, baby mama. Across town, at Brooke's estate, the Logan sisters gather in the living room. Brooke, Katie, and Bridget sit together, their faces pale with exhaustion as they discuss the day's explosive developments. Bridget sighs heavily. So it's true then, Luna's being arrested. Katie nods grimly. Bill just confirmed it. Baker's taking her into custody as we speak. Brooke folds her arms. Good, maybe now this nightmare can finally end. Bridget shakes her head, conflicted. I can't help but feel sorry for her. She's pregnant, alone, and terrified. Brooke counters firmly. Bridget, she put herself in this position. She played games with people's lives, including yours and Finn's. She doesn't deserve our sympathy. She deserves consequences. Taylor, seated quietly near the fireplace, finally speaks up. I agree with you, Brooke, but there's a difference between justice and cruelty. Luna's actions were wrong, but she's also a product of pain and manipulation. Don't forget, she was Sheila's project for years. Ridge walks in mid-conversation, looking grim. Then she learned from the best, and just like Sheila, she needs to be kept far away from my family. Taylor sighs. Ridge, she's carrying a Spencer baby, not a Forrester one. Doesn't matter, Ridge shoots back. She's still dangerous. If she can do this to Will, what's stopping her from coming after Steffy or Finn next? At the mention of Finn's name, Bridget looks uneasy. Speaking of Finn, where is he? He said he was coming by. Ridge's tone hardens. He's probably off trying to rationalize the fact that his daughter's a criminal. But I warned him, Luna will try to slither her way back into his life, and when she does, she'll destroy everything he's worked for. Taylor frowns. Ridge, please, he's struggling enough. He doesn't need judgment from you too. Ridge turns away. I'm not judging him, I'm protecting our daughter. As the family's argument grows, Taylor's phone buzzes. She glances at the message and looks surprised. It's from Deacon. He wants to see me right away. Brooke's eyes narrow slightly. Deacon, what for? Taylor rises, grabbing her coat. He says it's important. He needs help sorting out his feelings. Brooke rolls her eyes. Oh, I'm sure he does. Ridge mutters under his breath, that man's a walking disaster. Taylor shoots him a look. He's in pain, Ridge, and he's trying to do the right thing. Maybe you could take a lesson from that. With that, Taylor leaves, her heels clicking sharply against the marble floor. At Il Giardino, Deacon sits at his usual table, staring into a half-empty glass of whiskey. His son, Deke, slides into the seat across from him, studying him quietly. You look like hell, Dad. Deacon chuckles bitterly. Thanks, kid, you really know how to cheer a guy up. Deke leans forward. You moved out, huh? Deacon nods slowly. Yeah, Sheila kept a secret from me, one that changes everything. She knew Luna was alive all this time. She lied to my face. Deke sighs. That sounds like her. Deacon rubs his temples. I thought she'd changed. I really did, but I guess old habits die hard. There's a pause. Deke watches his father, the vulnerability in his eyes breaking through the bravado. So what now? Deke asks quietly. Deacon shrugs. Now I figure out how not to let this ruin me completely. I love her, Deke. God help me, I still love her, but I feel like a damn fool. Deke places a hand on his shoulder. You're not a fool, you're just human, and you've always tried to see the best in people. That's not a weakness, Dad, it's who you are. Deacon exhales deeply. Yeah, well, maybe it's time I start seeing people for who they really are. He pulls out his phone. I texted Taylor I need a session fast. Deke raises an eyebrow. Taylor Hayes, Ridge's ex. Deacon smirks faintly. Don't remind me. Later in Taylor's office, Deacon sits on the couch, his hands clasped tightly together. Taylor sits opposite him, pen poised, her expression calm and compassionate. Thank you for seeing me on such short notice, Deacon begins. I know I'm a mess right now. Taylor nods. You're not a mess, you're a man who's been betrayed. That hurts, Deacon, it's okay to admit that. Deacon's voice cracks. I thought Sheila had changed. I believe she wanted a real life, a normal one. I gave her my heart, my home, my trust, and she kept lying. Taylor leans forward. Do you think you can forgive her? Deacon hesitates. I don't know, part of me wants to, but the other part, the part that's tired of being made a fool, just wants to walk away and never look back. Taylor studies him closely. You need to decide which part of you wins, Deacon, the man who loves deeply or the man who's ready to heal. He looks up at her. I need your help figuring that out. Taylor nods. Then that's what we'll do. Back at Bill's mansion, the aftermath of Luna's arrest lingers like a storm cloud. Will sits on the couch, head in his hands. I can't believe any of this happened. Katie sits beside him. You're stronger than you think, Will, you'll get through this. Bill, standing by the window, looks out over the city skyline. She's not going to hurt this family again. Once that baby's born, we'll make sure it's protected. Katie glances at him. You mean we'll take custody? Bill turns to her, eyes blazing with resolve. Damn right, that baby's a Spencer, and it deserves better than being raised by a manipulative con artist. Electra pipes up from the doorway. You can't do that, you can't just take her baby. Bill smirks. The hell we can't. Katie nods firmly. That poor child deserves a chance at a normal life, we'll make sure it gets one. Luna's voice echoes faintly from outside as she's loaded into the police car, screaming, You'll all pay for this. Inside, Will exhales shakily. It's over. Bill places a firm hand on his son's shoulder. No, son, it's just beginning. Meanwhile, at Taylor's office, Deacon looks up from the couch, his eyes weary but clearer than before. You know, Taylor, maybe this was supposed to happen. Maybe it's time I stop saving people who don't want to be saved. Taylor smiles softly. That sounds like progress. Deacon exhales. Yeah, maybe it is. As he stands to leave, Taylor's phone buzzes again, a message from Ridge. Have you heard about Luna? It's over. Taylor looks up at Deacon. The world's falling apart again, isn't it? Deacon smirks faintly. It always is, that's why people keep coming to you, Doc. As he leaves, the door closes behind him. Symbolically, perhaps, on the chapter of his life he's finally ready to move on from. Next on The Bold and the Beautiful. Sheila makes an unexpected return with a shocking confession. Steffy gets word of Luna's arrest, and Deacon's fragile heart faces its greatest test, yet when Taylor makes an admission that changes everything.